Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, March 30th. I think it's March 30th. Boy, being at home every day really makes you lose track of the days. Today, I wanted to show you where you can find stuff on my website. Some of you have already been looking at things. I've gotten lots of emails requesting IXL passwords and requesting pips, and so I'm excited to know that you guys have been poking around and looking for things. But I wanted to give you a little bit of a walkthrough on my where things are on my website, so that if you need to find something, you can do so fairly easily. Okay, you are going to go to the Parkside Middle School webpage, and if you look up at the top of my screen here, you'll see that the address is parksidems.pwcs.edu. If you can't remember that, just Google Parkside Middle School and it'll pretty much pop right up. When you get in here, you're going to go to the middle of the screen where it says departments. Click on 8th grade math, Miss Bryant, and that is going to take you here. Okay, so if you take a look at this page, over on the right side is what I typed at the beginning of the school year. On the left, you'll find links for this and that, and you can see that I have way more links on the left now than I had at the beginning of the year. I should probably edit that, but I'll worry about that later. What I want to do is walk you through all of those links on the left side in the blue rectangle, okay? This home screen can always be accessed by typing, or by clicking rather, on where it says Miss Bryant up at the top. So you see above the picture of the book and the ruler, you'll see Parkside Middle School /department /8th grade math /Miss Bryant. If you ever want to get back to this main screen, just click on Miss Bryant. So going over to the blue box on the left, I'm going to start at the top and click through all of these links so you can see what's there. The first link is how can I improve my grade? So if we click on that, I sent out all of this information in an email to you, and I think that's why I've been getting a lot of email responses with people asking for pips and IXL, so it's good that you've been paying attention. This is divided into two sections. Please notice that as far as I can tell, the grading period is now going to be ending on April 14th. So, or rather, I think April 17th, but April 14th would be when grades would be due. So between now and April 14th, these are the things that you can do to improve your grade. If something changes with the marking period end date, I will let you know. The top section is for Math 8. That's pre-algebra. That's periods 1 through 4. And you can see there are 3 things here that you can do. 1 is IXLs. 2 is homework number 11, which you can find in the Unit Resources P1 section. I'll show you that in a few minutes. And 3, the Unit 5 and Unit 6A PIPs. And there's this big long paragraph here with directions about how to access those. Please read that carefully. The second section at the bottom is for algebra. You guys, pretty much the only graded assignments that you have in my notebook right now are your Unit 6, 7, and 8 tests. I don't think you have any other graded assignments. I'll double check. So you can do all of those PIPs, and again, there are directions here for how to access those. Okay, so if I want to get back to the main screen, I'm going to click where it says Miss Bryant, and now I'm back here. All right. The second bullet is IXL activities. So if you click on that, you will see all the IXLs that you can do for practice. Now, some of them from Math 8, I listed the IXLs that you can do to improve your grade. The other IXLs are just for practice, okay? So if you click on your subject, either Math 8, which is periods 1 through 4, or Algebra, which is P5, you will find documents with all of the IXLs that would match up with your units. So for example, let me click on Unit 4A. By the way, A stands for algebra. So if you see anything that has an A after it, that's an algebra activity. And you'll get a document like this. And on the left side where it says library, that's the actual IXL. So algebra kids, you would go to A1, S8, A1, S20, A1, S23, etc. And it shows you what the topic is and a place for you to write down your score. If you would like to keep track of your scores just for fun to see how you're doing, you could print out this page and write down your scores, okay? Unless it's Math 8, those specific IXLs that I told you about, these are not for grades. Okay, it's just for you to keep track of your progress. So Math 8, for example, if you wanted some practice on Unit 5, which was the perimeter area, surface area, and volume, there you go, you can do those, okay? You see over where library it says 8, so you're going to go to 8th grade, and then these IXLs are all in the T section. All right, so I'm going to go back up to Miss Bryant and go back to the main screen. And we will look now at the third item, YouTube and other links. So here is listed at the top my YouTube channel, all right, but also Miss Moore's and Mr. Dunn's YouTube channels. Please subscribe to all three. Miss Moore teaches Math 8 pre-algebra and algebra, so she's got some stuff on that would benefit everybody. Mr. Dunn teaches algebra and geometry, so P5 algebra guys, you would be able to get some information from Mr. Dunn's channel, and we're all sort of doing different things. So you should subscribe to all three, and you should check all three on a regular basis. Something that maybe I don't have, maybe one of them does have. And we didn't want to redo each other's work because we were spending a lot of hours last week trying to create content, and we didn't want to spend time doing what somebody else had already done. So please subscribe. If you're Math 8, please subscribe to Miss Moore and me. If you're algebra, please subscribe to all three so that you can get updates from all three channels. We also have a link to get to IXL. There's Khan Academy, which is also more math videos, and then links here to the Desmos calculator for pre-algebra and also for algebra. All right, let me click back on Miss Bryant, get back to the home screen. All right, the next item down is notebook pages. So about half of you were not in school on Friday the 13th, which was the last day. And so most of you, or a good number of you, probably have your notebook at school. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't remember how to do these problems. I don't have my notes. Well, I have all of the notes here scanned for you. So for example, Math 8, if we click on that, that's P1 through 4. Here are all your notebook pages. Let's say you wanted to know for Unit 1, what the notebook pages look like. Well, here they are. Perfect squares and square roots, perfect squares and square roots, estimating non-perfect squares, the real number system, there's the graphic organizer, here's the definitions of all the categories, and how to compare and order numbers. All right, so you can click on any of the units. Here's Unit 2, and you can find everything that you need to know, all the notes that we had with practice problems in the notebooks, okay? So you never have to say, I don't have my notebook, I can't remember how to do this. If I click on pre-algebra again, it'll close that folder. Oh, that's interesting, there we go. Algebra 1, you guys have all of your units in here as well. Remember that if it says A, like 1A, 2A, that means algebra. For example, I'll open up 6A, that was polynomials unit. And so here are all the polynomials notes that we did, okay? So you guys can always access notebook pages. You can just read it online, or you can even print them out so that you have them to actually flip through at home, all right? So there's all your notebook pages. Whoops. And I'll close that up, go back up to Miss Bryant, and back to the home screen. The calendar is probably not something that you care much about, to be honest. This is a requirement by the county, but it really doesn't do you much good unless you're just interested. You can just back up through all of the months of the school year and see which SOLs we were working on what days. It's really just a list of the SOLs and Learning Target. Nothing really exciting there. Back to the home screen, over where it says updates from home. So this is where whenever I send you guys an email, I also put that same information here on this page. So some kids, I do know that some kids and parents' emails have not been updated in the hub, because every time I send an email, I always get a message that some of the email addresses were undeliverable. So I list it all here too. You can see that the last time I did a regular update was in November. December, January just got away from me. But I did put my first two video updates here. And as soon as I'm done with this video, I will email it to everybody and put an update here as well. So if you, for some reason, can't get into your Office 365 email for school, this is where you can find all of the information. You're not missing anything. All right, back to Miss Bryant. Now, underneath Updates from Home, if you look in the blue box on the left, you'll see Unit Resources P1 and Unit Resources P2. So I'm going to click on P1 and show you what's in here thus far. First thing at the top is pre-algebra and algebra, the weekly homeworks. Pre-algebra P1 through 4, homework 11 was one graded item in my grade book. It says here, if you did not do this before we left school on 3/13, hold tight. We're working on getting this into NICU so you can submit it online. If you don't want to wait for that, you can click on it. You can print it out. I had a parent who printed this out. Her kid did the homework and then she just like took a picture of it and sent it to me by email. That's perfectly fine as well. All right. Algebra, your weekly homework was listed over here. The last homework we had was December 6th. These were not graded, but you can certainly do them for extra practice if you want. Then when you go down underneath there, you're going to see pre-algebra, which is P1 through 4. By units, we have some activities in here. So a lot of this stuff is things that we had done in class. And there's also some new stuff there. If you look in any unit, if you see where it says new, for example, the 4 items at the top of this page, if it says new, that's something that I just created for you last week. So you have not seen it in class. It's a brand new practice activity. And if you click on those, you'll see the activity. And then if you scroll through to the end, you'll see the answer keys, okay? So you can do the problems and then check your own answers. You don't have to go searching for an answer key or ask me to check it for you. And then if you have any questions, if you're trying to do an activity and you're checking your answers and they're all wrong and you can't figure out what's going on, that's where you want to email me and I can give you some help, either through email or I can make a video for you. Same thing. Now, let me hold on one second. Pre-algebra, yours goes through unit 6, actually 6A, which was equations, and 6B, which was inequalities. You see there's very little there. And algebra 1, yours only goes up to unit 4, and here's why. Last week, I was working on adding more information. I wanted to get algebra units all the way up to unit 8 or 9. I wanted to get pre-algebra. I wanted to add more things to your units. And for whatever reason on this page, every time I tried to add something and publish it, everything was getting deleted. And I had to go back and restore it to how it was before. So I wasn't able to add more to this. So what you want to do is, if what you're looking for is not here, click back to the main page and go to where it says Unit Resources P2. On the second page, I use the file system and I've added more information. Like here's Algebra Unit 8, Unit 7, all those units that did not show up on the other page, those things are here, okay? Same thing for pre-algebra. The units 6, 7, and 8. Now, units 7 and 8 have not been taught yet, so there's nothing in those folders, okay? Same thing for algebra. If you go down unit 9, nothing has been taught yet. Well, the laws of exponents we started, but we didn't get everything. Unit 10, inequalities, we hadn't gotten to that yet, so that's why nothing is there. You also have a second page here with unit 11 functions. There's nothing in there because we hadn't gotten to unit 11. If the county decides that we're going to start teaching you new stuff, then I will start adding things to these folders. Right now, all they want us to do is review and practice anything that you did from September to March 13th, okay? So that's what the deal is with the Unit Resources P1 and P2. Just check both of those pages. And what my hope is, I'm going to eventually move all of the documents out of the P1 into the P2 and then just have one Unit Resources page, but that's going to take some time. So right now it's on 2 pages. We're getting close to the bottom here. If you click where it says all learning targets, basically you will just find all of your data sheets. Remember, this is what goes into your notebook next to your pocket. So it's broken down. All of your learning targets are broken down for every unit. And those are for Math 8 and for Algebra. So if you're interested in looking at all your learning targets, you have those. And then finally, the last link is quizzes, review activities. And this right now is for Math 8 pre-algebra only. That's my P1 through 4. I see that I spelled quizzes wrong. I need to fix that. But if you click this pre-algebra, here are some more practice activities that you can do. It's kind of like IXL, but not really. There are codes for each topic, and there's a link here that you would click on to join. I'll go ahead and click it and open the link. And then you see where it says enter a game code. So you would enter your game code in there, and then it's going to ask you for your name. Please, 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 it says here, make sure your real name is typed first and last. I need to keep track of who's doing what. This is, remember that even though I'm not with you, or you're not actually in school, you're sitting home on your couch or whatever, this is a school activity, and I need to track if anybody's doing the quizzes. I need to track who's doing and how they're doing. So if you type in your name, you know, Spider-Man, that's not really going to help me. And when Dr. Boynton and Miss Merica ask me to give them a summary of what my kids are doing and how they're doing, I'm not going to be able to tell them who's doing work. So please, please, please remember that this is not Instagram. It's not your social media. This is school activities. I need you to use your real name so that I know who you are. That goes also for my YouTube channel, my YouTube videos. I've left comments on for now, but I'm having a lot of people leave inappropriate comments or comments that have nothing to do with the video. I think some of them are people who are not my students, but if you are my student and you are leaving me a comment, I need you to tell me in the comment who you are so that I know who I'm talking to, okay? So that's quizzes for P1 through 4. Like I said, I'm going to hopefully have some up for algebra as well, maybe later this week. So that is everything that you're going to find on my webpage. If you have any questions at all, please contact me via email. If you look at the bottom right here where it says, if you have any questions or concerns, please shoot me an email, and there's my email address. So if you can't get into your Office 365 email, that's fine. You can have a parent email me. You can email me from your personal address. Here is the address to reach me, and I will do whatever I can to help you out. Like I said, this week already, I've sent probably 7 or 8 people their IXL logins. I've sent 2 or 3 people algebra pips. I sent one person a Unit 5 pre-algebra pip. So I am here and available to help you out in any way that you need. All you have to do is reach out. Okay, so that is that, and I'll talk to you soon the next time I have an update for you. Bye.